We're about 15 minutes away from opening this pop-up shop, our first meetup in New York City.
I actually have missed pop-up shops. I didn't realize until we got here how exciting they are. I forgot.
Well, you really like them until about like 5 hours in.
When I need a break, yeah.
So what this is a creator pop-up in collaboration with our friend Chris's business called Showroom and 393 Broadway, which is another one of our friend Doton's event space, which is what we're in right now. So there are 4 of us creators here. You have Sarah Dici and Sloth, Timmy Ham, Jacqueline Dallas, who is nothing but tech, and us. So for the next 8 hours, we're opening the door right now.
Here we go.
For the next 8 hours, we're gonna be here meeting with people, talking to people, and selling stuff. All right, we have made our first purchase. Our first sale is happening right now. What's your name?
Eileen.
Is this your first vlog?
Yes, literally my first anything. Like, I don't have social media, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Facebook. Literally all I have is YouTube. It was actually your home tour, obviously, that like brought me to the channel, but it was the content that made me stick, you know? And it was everything that you guys share about yourself, you know, all the openness, and people are so fake, but like they literally made it and turned it into their own thing. So, you know, you can't get any realer than that.
So we have ran into a fellow creator and a fellow namesake that gets to hold the name Cody to himself, but he is the other Cody to me.
Yeah, and to me actually, and to me.
You've done a very, very good job at leveraging the 1,000 fans theory and creating that deep community in such a short amount of time, and I have seen you be able to leverage that audience more than I think anybody else has.
Right.
Like, what's your secret sauce, I guess?
So I do think that a big piece of it is daily content.
Yep.
That makes, so I don't get as many views, like some people who do like, let's say weekly, they'll have views in like 15K, 20K per video, right? But I get 15K views, it's just I get 2,000 per video over 7 videos, right? So what that means in my mind is I don't have as many fans, but the fans that I do have are extremely loyal. And like there's like 1,000 people who will come every day and watch one of my videos and talk to me, and I'll get to talk to them. Right. That sort of thing.
Hey, what's up, man?
So I know that you guys really like London as well. So what attracts you to London, and then how do you find little pockets of London here in New York City?
The thing about London for me, I call it a European New York. It feels very much like New York, but there's that like European vibe to it that I really love. And then there's actually a couple places in New York that make me feel that way. Stone Street downtown is very European. I would highly recommend going there.
South Street Seaport and Stone Street, those are like the most European feeling winding street areas that I really love.
I was asking how to make an impact in the vlogging scene or in YouTube in general, starting from 0 or I'm at 100 subscribers, start to make an impact. I guess what is the strategy or advice?
Your art is really just your intuition, and so like follow your instincts. If you're creating something and like you feel like it's good, put it out there. If you feel like it's not great, keep working on it. And I think eventually people will see that because everybody wants authenticity. Like that's all anybody cares about. So I think if you're just like putting your authentic self into your work, it will pay off.
That I've been talking about a lot with YouTube with people is a niche, and what I like about you guys is the niche is like I relate to you or I understand who you are as a person. I don't have no idea how to make my channel about just one thing because multifaceted, or however you'd like to say it.
So I'm the same way. That's the reason our stuff is not niche, which going niche is a great strategy if you want to grow quickly on YouTube. If your goal is to create a big YouTube channel and make it your job, going niche is that's great advice. But I'm not trying to create a job for myself. I'm trying to follow my passions and follow my dreams. And my dream is to create freedom for myself. And I'm not trying to create a massive audience. I'm trying to organically grow an audience that is passionate and relates to us like what you said. And I'm willing to take the longer route to do that. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, I would rather it not work doing something that I love than for it to work doing something that I feel I'm stuck in. So we're 3 hours into the pop-up. We have many more to go. There is basically nobody here. I think everybody's eating lunch, so we're just waiting for the crowds. This is Michael, and Michael works for B&H. He leads the entire social team, right? The influencer team at B&H. You guys care more than just how are we gonna spread B&H's name and actually supporting people.
You know, we're not out here to say, hey, you're a YouTuber, you know, you're a photographer, let's go sell them equipment. But what I love to do is say, hey, what are you working on? You know, how could your content be better? How could my company, the company I work for, help you elevate your content? And we just look for these creative ways to support creators and start good conversation and good relationships, and then magic happens. So what a job that I have, what an opportunity, what a company I work for to help support creators. It's a lot of fun.
What is the hardest part of creating in New York?
The hardest part about creating in New York City is how loud New York City is. The noise pollution in New York City is insane.
Ridiculous.
And if you saw the behind the scenes of our vlogs, of us walking down the street saying, all right, hey guys, we're heading to the New York City beep.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're heading to the NYC pop-up beep. It's constantly over. We'll do the same line 5 times sometimes because somebody honks in the line every single time.
Every time. What do you how do you come up with your content?
Yeah, with YouTube and with podcasting, it's an extension of who you are.
Okay.
So, you know, it's the reason we started our podcast was not because I was sitting around thinking oh man, everybody else is starting a podcast, we should start a podcast, what should we podcast about? Mm-hmm. It was actually created because Sarah and I would be out vlogging and we would be like, oh man, what do you think about this? We would talk to the camera for 40 minutes. Now we have to cut this down to 3 minutes for the video. And so we were like, we keep having these deep conversations on video, but then I have to cut almost all of it out. What if we created a podcast so that we can have these full-length conversations? Okay. I guess to answer the roundabout question to create the things that are naturally an extension of yourself.
Okay.
Not chasing something that really isn't you, which is what fake is. It's
that's fake.
Don't be fake. Do what is you. Be authentic. Pursue the authentic version of yourself.
Cool.
What are some of the toughest challenges you had to overcome in life that taught you a lot?
I think for me, it was probably, or at least the thing that comes to mind is staying in Oklahoma for as long as we did, even though I really wanted to leave immediately, and I wanted to come to New York because I think it taught me that being in a place isn't necessarily indicative of your happiness. And so I didn't want to live in Oklahoma, but after I decided to stay there, I found my best friends, right? And then moving here, it taught me that New York is not everything, you know?
Oh, I can totally agree to that. Yeah. I feel before moving to New York, I thought of New York as this magical and amazing place.
Exactly.
I'm oh my God, it's gonna make all my dreams come true. Now that I'm here, I'm no, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a place.
Yeah.
And you can't attach your happiness to a place or a city.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's amazing. What about you?
YouTube numbers.
Or YouTube numbers.
What advice do you have for up and coming YouTube personalities, social media people who are trying to make it? What advice do you have?
Don't try to make it. Don't worry about the numbers. Make stuff that you want to make and worry about that only. If you aren't making the videos that you want to watch, then why do you expect other people to watch you? If you aren't making the Instagram that you want to follow, then why are you doing it? If you're doing it because you want to be an influencer, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. So it's mostly, do you love filmmaking, or is there something in your life that you feel like you have a deep knowledge base about that you want to share with the world, so you're willing to make the video content around that, and you're really following your passion? Because I guarantee you this, your passion is not to be an influencer. Your passion is not to sell stuff to an audience. That is a result of creating an audience, but that passion is very short-lived and you're going to burn out very fast if you're not actually making content that you truly believe in. guess the mood lights have now been set. I am pink. So it's like 7. So the panel is supposed to be starting now, whatever this panel is going to be. But unfortunately, Sarah had to head home, and so we're just stuck with me now. But we're gonna do, I don't know, we've been doing a Q&A obviously this whole time, but now we're gonna do on-stage Q&A. I don't know.
How can someone who's just started creating kind of get into the flow of finding their audience? Because some people put out good content consistently for years, and like it's really easy to get down when you're stuck at 200 subscribers for a year. Right. It's really easy to quit. So what's your kind of advice to those people?
I would say that if you're doing it for the numbers, you're doing it for the wrong reason. That if after a year you have 200 subscribers and you're discouraged and you're quitting, then you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Because what you're doing should drive you to do it forever because you love what you're doing. Nobody's self-worth is wrapped. If your self-worth is wrapped up in what number you see, then you need to see somebody about that because it's not healthy. The number you see on Instagram, the number you see on YouTube is not you. You are you. So don't get discouraged by trying to make it as an influencer. Make it as an artist. Make things you love, be passionate about it, and don't worry about the numbers.
How do you figure out like the collective mindset of your following though, and knowing like, oh, okay, I think my following likes tech reviews. How do you figure that out? Do you read the comments or on Twitter?
I think I want to be a contrarian voice here and say, don't evolve with your audience. Make your audience evolve with you, or get a new audience. Like, why? Change yourself for a bunch of numbers. Make what you want to make, and if they don't like it, who cares? Just do what you want to do, and if your audience doesn't like it, find a different audience or do something else. I mean, I'm more so about just being authentic to yourself. And if that means being authentic to yourself means you can't be a YouTuber, then don't be a YouTuber. Go do something else that's going to actually fulfill you and actually drive your passions into what you want to do.
All right, well that is a wrap on the creator pop-up. It's actually 9:45. We've been hanging out for like 45 minutes longer than what we were supposed to, but I'm tearing down and about to head home, and just a little preview of something to come. B&H actually dropped something off for me today. We'll be unboxing that soon. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you got some value out of that, and we'll see you in the next one.